All right, welcome viewers. You're still on to the Polity, and it's coming to you live from the Abuja studio of KAFTAN TV. By the way, for those who are yet to understand what KAFTAN TV stands for, KAFTAN stands for King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV. So KAFTAN is a short form, so that you don't relate it with our dress or whatever. Yeah, having done that clarification, it's my pleasure to let you know that within the period of our break, somebody else from the same party, the African Democratic Congress, by name Emmanuel Usman, one of the top scribes of the party, joined us in the studio. Emmanuel Usman, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
And so we'll quickly dash back to Dr. Musa Matara and try to get him back. All right. So, Doctor, are you there?
I'm there.
Oh, great. It's good to have you, and thanks for your patience. We're trying to perfect everything. And just in case, in the course of talking with you, if this thing goes off, we will reconnect you. Just stay focused, just stay tuned. Now, let me get back to you, because you were talking about how your party is positioning to take advantage of the milieu we have in the political space right now. Is that correct?
Like
okay.
I was,
okay. Yeah.
Like
So you want to take it up from there?
Yes, like I was saying, ADC is an alternative political party for all Nigerians who are willing to make Nigeria better. And anybody who is patriotic and nationalist that want to liberate the situation of this country, the only alternative democracy that left Nigeria is ADC, which is African Democratic Congress. It is a party that comprises intellectual youth, intellectual women, intellectual people living with disability, and many more patriotic who are willing. Take an example now, the ex-president of Nigeria, Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo, is a very high admirer of this party and always is willing to see this party has prospered to the promised land and make Nigeria in a very wonderful, marvelous landing. So as you have said, the road to Nigeria 2027 general election, it is very competitive. The road is highly driven by several pivotal factors that will shape the political landscape of Nigeria. One must look at the party loyalty and good governance. And there is issue of party alignment and realignment,
yes.
And there is issue of key players in political party.
Right.
So all these factors, or pivotal factors, has been taken care of by African Democratic Congress, and that is why we established our global political global campus in our headquarters to train our team youth to understand what politics is all about.
All right, Dr. Matara, let me come in here. You have said that your party is made up of intellectual youths, intellectual women, and intellectual people with disability and all that, and that you have admirers in such highly respected persons like the former head of state or former president Olusegun Obasanjo and all that. So as far as you're concerned, just before I come to you, Emmanuel, now, so as far as you're concerned, Doctor, you are saying that all this care, all that we've heard in the last few weeks about a slide, a tendency towards a one-party state, you don't have such a scare. Is that what you're saying?
The issue of taking Nigeria to a one-party system, because I look at it from an anarchy system of government. If let's say that the ruling party always is trying to hijack those political bogus, those people who are willing to have opportunity or opportunities in politics, moving from their party to a ruling party. I don't think those people can be described as politicians. A politician must have means of being a politician, must have aims and objectives. So anybody who is coming to ADC, if he is a very maybe a card-carrying member of African Democratic Congress must have the DNA of ADC. Having DNA of ADC, you will never think of moving out of the party, no matter what it takes, no matter how difficult decision it has been taken in the party, you must remain in the party. And we are not willing in any way to collide or to collaborate or even to conspire with anybody to assist or party to assist us. But what we say in African Democratic Congress, we are looking people who are progressive, who want to progress into Nigeria, who are willing to celebrate Nigeria and Nigerians, who are willing to bring positive change in Nigeria. If they are such kind of people, they are welcome to African Democratic Congress, and we are really warmly to accept them. And it is our party. It is the only party in Nigeria doesn't look at money as a means of pushing. We only agree that somebody with a very cogent agenda, mission, and objective should come to our party.
All right. Let me stop you there, Doctor, so that I can
those who have ruled the country.
So that I can bring in Emmanuel. Yeah. So, Doctor has said that ADC is one party that's not interested in money. It's not using money as a basis of attracting members, and that is made up of intellectual youths and all that. And clearly, talking about youth, looking at him and looking at you, I think these truly reflect what he has talked about concerning youth membership. And then he has also said that a lot of Nigerians of the top cadre are also admirers of the party. But he just said something that I'd like you to weigh in on, that the party is not interested in collaborating, it's not interested in colluding or joining forces with any other party, but they are only interested in having members who have good and patriotic national ideas, workable ideas, to join them. Is this the best option in the current circumstance if your party is to come up higher?
Thank you very much for this platform. I would like to let you know, like I said, that our party have intellectual capacities, men that have gone far in search and research. Are you getting it? So we are a party that has a plan on ground on how to move this country to the next level when God Almighty give us the opportunity by 2027. Now, we are not targeting money, but we are targeting humanity. And that is why, looking at us as a party, we are not moved by whatever is happening, calling for collaboration and all of that. No, that is not what we are looking for. But we are looking for sincere people like us, who is also ready, patriotic people, Nigerians, who are also ready to move the country to the next level. So,
well, don't you think that you need the strength of other parties like yours? They may not necessarily be in the top bracket right now, but if you have other parties who are within your space, who you can join forces together. Come to think of it, the party in power today came in with legacy parties from the CPC, from the what's this other party now, 3 parties that came together. There was a splinter from the PDP at the time, and then I don't know why this other party is not coming up. Now 3 of them put their forces together and were able to oust the sitting government in 2015. So don't you think that that's the kind of thing that your party needs if it's to make an inroad into the place of power, considering that right now, whether you like it or not, you cannot claim to be in the top 3 of the parties in Nigeria?
Now, to bring your mind to something, what really happened there, it is not a collaboration of parties. It was a collaboration of mindset, people. We are hearing about only one party. I think that is APC. Are you hearing about other parties?
No, because they had
but the people came together. It's not about party. That's why he said we are looking for members, patriotic members, So you can call from any party to join us in this movement. It doesn't matter. It's not all about the party collaborating, but it's all about the people coming together. If the APC we have today is a product of PDP and other parties, till today people are decamping because of interest. So we are selling out our product to the people that will have interest in our product to join us and take this country from the hands of these primitive people that doesn't have good plans for Nigeria.
All right, let me get back to Doctor so that we can take this further. Okay. So maybe by the time we get him back online, we'll be able to speak with him. Now, let me ask you, of what, if indeed you have a desire of clinching power, and you rule out the possibility of collaboration with parties that are already in place, are you not, I mean, of what use is it to go the harder way that may not necessarily deliver your desire, rather than take the shorter space, the shorter way and the easier way to your desire? Now, maybe I should paint this picture, right? If you want to eat mangoes, right, and you have a tree that's short, that's not too tall from where your seated position, and you can pluck the mango, right, and eat. And there is another option of a much taller tree, a much taller mango tree that has a snake on top of it. Would you rather choose the one on the taller tree with a hazard, or would you take advantage of the tree that's right beside you and is within reach?
Now, it depends on the nature of the fruit. If the fruit on the taller tree with snake on top of it has what actually I want, I'll find a way of bringing down the snake, then I'll go for my mango.
All right.
Are you getting that?
Clear.
Are you getting that? So we have our plans,
okay,
that may not be revealed in this kind of open space. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, our cry is to see that humanity, most especially this country, Nigeria, can live a healthy life, can have good education, can have electricity, and you have freedom of movement, freedom of speech. There are some places that people cannot go. That is why you see the political elite people that have made money don't travel by road, because the road is not good for them to apply. But we are risking our life, because you know what I'm talking about. So that is why we are not just here because we are looking for money. He said it. We are not looking for money, but it is a kind of freedom fight.
All right. Well, maybe we'll still stay on this a little bit further as I connect with Dr. Musa Matara. Doctor, let me ask you the same question I asked him. Maybe you heard him, and he did a fantastic response to that, though. So, Doctor, I put this analogy, I put this poser, and I said, if you intend to eat, because you are refusing, you're saying collaboration with parties is ruled out. And I'm saying, is that not an easier way of connecting to power? And I put this poser and I said, if you have a tree, if you desire to eat mangoes, and you have two trees, one tree right by where you're seated, where from your sitting position you can just pluck a mango and take and eat, and then you have another option of another taller mango tree that has a snake on top of it, and which one would you rather go for? And he said that if indeed what he really desires is the one on the taller tree, that he would rather go for that. What do you say, Doctor?
Yeah, precisely. Emmanuel has said a very wonderful presentation.
Welcome back.
And if you look at why we are saying we are not in, thank you very much. As we are saying, we are not interested in the, this kind of rumor about or talking about the current coalitions is nothing but just maybe a kind of political toxicity. Some people who have been maybe sidelined by their political party are willing to join another party so that they can maybe hijack this. But if it is means purposely for Nigeria and Nigerians, we are overwhelmingly accepting that, and we are willing to go for the coalitions. But the issue is that if care is not being taken, the issue of this coalition, where this coalition is taking place recently, there is nothing much than just is to maybe sabotage one system or the other. But our own, like what Comrade Emmanuel said, we are not after winning election, but we are trying to bring one kind of system that will celebrate Nigeria and Nigerians, regardless of their ethnicity, their region, their religion, their section. That is not a main focus of African Democratic Congress. We are all family, we are Nigerian, and we were created by God. God wants to see us as a Nigerian. So therefore, we are not interested in any regional politics or sectional politics or ethnicity politics, but rather we are a party that is willing to make Nigeria Nigeria. You understand this? And then if it is happened that there is a sound coalitions with like-minded people who are very, maybe they have a very good manifesto and plan to make Nigeria better, we will be glad, we will be very happy to be together with them. But the issue is that whoever came recently, there is somebody from PDP. He just came to African Democratic Congress to have a coalitions. But what they were saying is not the kind of coalitions originally that we are maybe willing to have. It is the coalition that is normally existing in Nigeria. Because I was maybe sidelined by APC party, ruling party, or I was sidelined by PDP, let me come and join another party. That is, there is no mission in that coalition. So we want coalitions with a full mission, coalition with full agenda, coalition with full aims and objectives that we want to achieve in the future. You could remember that African Democratic Congress has produced 2 lawmakers. Do you understand this? And besides that, there are so many states in Nigeria that we had the chances to win election there. But the problems of the sabotage from the ruling party, they cripple us, they collide with our state party chairman, they collide with our state gubernatorial candidate, and they cripple the progress of the party. Just take example like Jigawa. There is a constituency, Buji Burnunkudu Federal Constituency. If not because of the maybe sabotaging and the conspiracy of the ruling party, of the then ruling party, we would have had the seat of that constituency. But because of maybe, I know Nigeria, they monetize everything, and so even the electorate, they prepare to join money than to join freedom. You understand this? We are more of freedom fighters. So they end up crippling our systems and they created another problems. But God willing, with God who has the mercy on this earth, we will inshallah make Nigeria a very sound country. As we are youth, we are planning to make Nigeria better.
All right, Doctor, just before I get back to your colleague in the studio, let me find out, even if you say that you have a tendency towards freedom fighting much more than politicking, even if you say that you are not too money centered, truth is that if you are going to make an effective venture of your freedom fight or of your political intervention, there is no doubt that you need money. And I think that the challenge we have is with money that is illegitimately acquired, or money from people who want to, like you hinted at before, who want to hijack the system. So don't you think that the party should put something in place that brings in money that is legitimate and money that the party can truly say it's its own party, such that no money misroad can take over or hijack the party. Is the party thinking of any sort of thing or putting anything in place to that effect?
Yeah, precisely. We have a lot of source of income, and we have source of income ranging from the party members who are the adherents and the mayor of the party. We have the party registrations fee, we have party renewal fee, registration renewal fee, but all this money are negligible. And at the same time, we members of the party, we also contribute monthly toward the progress and the establishment of the party. And at the same time, there are some some investment which we cannot directly mention out, because the money we gather in the party, we also invest it in some businesses. You get me right? So we are using those kind of legitimate money, you understand? Like in my own state, there was a time National give us some token amount of money, which we went our state and liberate so many things. And the people, what people needs now more in Nigeria is not much money. They need to know what politics is, and they need to have what we call educations, voters education. So the party has established ADC Global Campus. ADC Global Campus, it is a physical and online campus that is training our potential politicians, regardless of being a party member or you're not a party member. You can subscribe to those institutions and learn more about what democracy is, what is mean, and what is the essence of voting, what is the essence of democracy, and how can democracy could be consolidated, and to what respect a citizen can contribute in democracy. All these programs are there entails online and offline, and we are training Nigerians, numbers of Nigerians, especially youth.
All right.
So then our members also have been taken to diaspora, to foreign country, so to learn more about the political technique and democratic system. So as I was saying before I leave the board, as I was saying, ADC is willing, anybody who is willing to be a party member of ADC, you are welcome. But if you are
all right. Just before we talk about that, before you go,
to ADC, you must come with clean hand.
All right. Before that,
he who ever wants equity must come with clean hand.
Right.
So you must come with clean hand, Nigeria.
Right. So you must come with clean hands if you're coming into the ADC. Now, we are just barely 18 months away, or about 20 months away from the next elections. Is that right? Now,
yes, precisely.
Yes, about 20 months. Now, if that is correct,
about that, 18 or so.
All right. Now, for a party like yours that's talking about not necessarily looking out for collaboration, well, if the collaboration comes from maybe like-minded people who are within you might consider and all that, but right now, as far as you're concerned, as an opposition party, what are the issues right now that you think are not being handled properly, that you think you can handle differently?
Okay, thank you. As a Nigerian, we don't need to be told what is not being held properly or what is not being taken care properly. If you look at the leadership of the current democracy or the current leadership in Nigeria, things are falling apart. Almost everything is been falling apart. Educational sector is been falling apart. Health sector is been falling apart. All indicators, development indicators, are not working properly in Nigeria. But notwithstanding, with all this picture we painted to our country, which we are not the one that painted, it was the leaders that painted the country to this situation. But notwithstanding, we are optimistic. In as much as the leadership has come to African Democratic Congress, or we become the leaders of this country, there are so many things that we put in place so that Nigeria will be revived, and Nigeria will become better than as we are expecting. Because the issue is that it's just like a lack of good leadership. That is the problem of Nigeria. Nigeria is not a poor country. I don't believe and I don't buy the idea that Nigeria is a poor country. Nigeria is not a poor country. God naturally has endowed Nigeria with physical resources. And at the same time, God has endowed Nigeria with all it takes Nigeria to grow and develop. But because of what we lack in Nigeria is lack of good leadership. And when we youth come in a set, Emmanuel Usman said, freedom of maybe movement, when we come to show our protest or our demonstration that Nigeria is not working well, then the government will also sponsor the agency or the forces may compel us back that we should not show that Nigeria is not working, which is very bad. But when ADC become the leader, or when ADC become the ruling party in this country, I'm assure you, with our manifestos, Nigeria, not only in Africa, but it will be a great country in the whole world. And I'm assure you, we are youth. Majority, 80% of the members in African Democratic Congress are youth and women. So we are the only party that we give women a quota of 30% of our contestants. 30% of our contestants are female. Then 10% of our contestants are people living with disability. Then 40% of the contestants, 55% of the contestants are youth, ranging from 40 downward. So if you look at it, the party prepared well in order to address the mental problems or the mental focus of Nigeria. That is a problem that is disturbing Nigeria, which is lack of good leadership. And with all our concession, we all agree that ADC is the only alternative democracy that remains in Nigeria, because a poor man cannot join PDP, a poor man cannot join APC, neither can join NNPP or LP, because they have already monetized their party contestant, or to be under the platform of that party, you must spend a lot of money.
All right, Doctor.
Democratic Congress, we charge a peanut, a peanut. So,
yeah. All right. Now, Doctor just puts so much emphasis on the fact that your party is made up of youths. The way he sounded, it will look as if that's the only passport that's required for Nigeria to become the El Dorado that we have always dreamt about. And we do know that we have had examples of youths who had opportunity and flunked it. And so what's the guarantee that because ADC is made up of mostly youths, that it will do better than its contemporaries? Is that what's so special about that? Because we've had youths in Nigeria who had opportunity for political power, both male and female, and we saw how some of them lost it, didn't take advantage of it, didn't use it to help the youth, they didn't help anybody. At the end, they were still accused of the same corruption that has been the undoing of the older generation. So,
in ADC, we have decent youth to start with, and all the youths that have messed up earlier before now, they were not the one ruling power.
They were not the ones holding power.
They were not the one.
Yeah, but within
do you know why I say so? Do you know why I say so? Now, there are political godfathers behind them. They were just there in the office, but they are removing them from somewhere.
Well,
do you believe that?
No, I don't have to believe it. That's your stand.
You don't have to believe it.
No, I don't have to.
Now, the youth we know before are people that, okay, there's a political godfather who will sponsor them, and at the end, dictate to them what they should do. But ADC, we don't have political godfathers who will tell us what to do and what not to do. They can only advise us in a good manner. So we have come to a conclusion that when we get to power, we are going to change the narratives that our fathers and our forefathers have led. Because the people in power now, they are the people that receive the independence that we had. They are still the people in power. See, the technology have taken over the day, and they don't have these technological skills to manage this country. They are taking us backward. They are taking us backward. So in this ADC, we have people that in 1-2 years in power, this country will take a U-turn.
Okay, now let me say to my dear viewers, if you are there and you think you have a question to ask or you have a contribution to make, the number is open now. 0802-9938-365 is the number. Let's get you on board. Let's hear what you've got to say as we continue. In the next 30 minutes or thereabouts, this program will be over for today. And so let me ask you, Dr. Matara did say that you have what is called the ADC Global Campus.
Yes.
Yeah, so what impact has this made? Where are your products? Where are they? It says that you people use the place to train future politicians, candidates, and so on and so forth. Do you have people within the system who have passed through, people within the polity who have passed through your system and are doing well anywhere that you can point to, that you can be proud of?
It is not just people within the political sphere alone, but potential politicians, people that have interest. It's not only politics alone that is taught in that place, but leadership at large is taught in that place. So have people of interest. You start program, it's not everybody that will pick interest at the beginning. It's not quite long the program has been launched. Are you getting it? Also, so we are training people on how to become a good citizen in this country and how to become a good politician and leadership skills required to rule a country like Nigeria.
All right, but do you have persons who have passed through the system and are probably somewhere now that, you know how you write an application and you put a reference or referee or you show that, yeah, I've worked for this person before, we've done this, or how schools can be proud of their alumni?
The program was launched this year and people are on training.
Okay, right.
That's why I'm talking.
Okay.
So people are on training.
Okay.
So by the time we graduate set of people, it will be publicized to the whole federation.
All right. And just in case you've been watching, this is the Polity coming to you from KAFTAN TV, and I've been talking with the National Publicity Secretary of the African Democratic Congress, Dr. Musa Issa Matara, and via Zoom, while his colleague in the studio is Emmanuel Usman, and we've been trying to look at what are the perspectives towards the 2027 race. Let me ask you, Doctor, are you still there? All right, looks like Doctor's not... Okay, Doctor, what are your expectations of the 2027 elections? Do you have faith that the election will be free, fair, and transparent, whatever it is that good elections are made of? Do you look forward to having such in 2027?
So, thank you for asking these very important questions. And the questions, it has to be answered. Despite that, we know what is happening currently and the polity of coalitions and the defections. You can take it from this. Now, people are wrongly defecting from their party to ruling party. People are defecting a state governor and a presidential vice president also join his state governor to defect from the party that elected them into power to a ruling party simply because they are afraid of being maybe compelled out of the system. So, to be frank, 2027 general elections, it will be highly competitive. Highly competitive in the sense that political supporters need to have a credible candidate that have the plan of Nigeria. And if we don't have it, because the ADC is searching somebody who will come with a clean hand to contest under the platform as a presidential candidate. A clean hand, without any impositions or maybe incited by one political godfather. No. We want somebody, a patriotic, regardless of wherever he comes from, because I'm always accusing Nigerian, at least at times, Nigerians, or I can say our leaders are always marginalizing some group of people or some region in our political system. So regardless of wherever you come, be it Igbo, Hausa region or Yoruba, in as much as that person has the quality and capacity to rule Nigeria, ADC is welcoming him. So therefore, the 2027 general election, there will be a lot of challenges and competition.
Let me take you up there. Let me take you up there, Doctor.
Because they discovered that.
Let me take you up, Doctor. I wonder, when you say that 2027 will be competitive, highly competitive for that matter, I wonder how you figure that out. Because as we speak today, we have a ruling party that is getting fatter and fatter, with defections, which you have also touched on, with defectors from other parties. And we have major opposition parties losing their members almost on a daily basis in their droves to the ruling party. And so when you say that the election in 2027 will be competitive, I'm wondering where the competition will really come from if we go by how things stand now. A situation where, for example, an entire state government and all the party stalwarts are moved from, en bloc from their party into the ruling party, meaning that as far as they are concerned, that state has been assigned to the ruling party, quote and unquote. And then you have several other parties, several other parties that are closer to the ruling party, also losing their membership. And it looks as though the opposition is in disarray. Now, what magic wand is the opposition going to be waving to make the competition, the election as competitive as you are trying to suggest?
So why am I saying it will be competitive is that you have already made mention how the whole state governor and his cabinet and even the vice presidential candidate 2023 defected from their party, the party that elected them, into another party. And likewise, there is one senator and the PP to ruling party. Issue will become competitive. This situation, it warrant now, take example of Delta State now. The governor of Delta State with his cabinet and the name of and the rest of his entourage defected from PDP to APC. And when they enter into APC, the very day they enter into APC, they created problem in Delta State. The governor declared that he is the leader of the party. Well, the people who were leading the party before his arrival also declared they are the leaders. And he wanted to install his own leader from his own part. And then he wanted those ones that were ruling the party before to join them as maybe a follower. So let me tell you something. The worst part of politics is politics of sabotage. in these situations, people who have been into the party for over 8 years or 16 years, and now just because of defection, you come into their party and you are asking them to follow you, not to you to follow them. They will end up creating problem in the party which you don't know. Because let me tell you something, in a culture, just like Hausa culture, they said, for you whom you don't know, and ought to stay is better for you to stay with an enemy that you know. So now you are staying with an enemy you don't know, because you thought that those people that you met in the party, they are together with you, but they are not together. They will sabotage you. Likewise, in Kano State, there will be a crisis. Possibly there is an analysis. The current APC chairman is moving out of the party to PDP, possibly. By the time when maybe Dr.Musa is joining APC, which is possible because of the political analysis, he definitely will join APC. When he joins APC, he will try to evacuate the current national chairman out of the system in Kano State. Then the national chairman, definitely, he must think of way out. By thinking that way out, they will sabotage the system complete. So there are so many examples, which is, if you are very good in analyzing politics, the system will be competitive and it will be a very dirty game, but dirty game not in the sense of maybe killing and some other crisis. No, it will be dirty in the sense that each one will play his own grudges. It will be a part. It will be a political. It will be a political system of grudges. Maybe grudges in the sense that you have been jeopardized in this respect, and you too, you want to revenge. It will be a political revenge. It has started just in Kaduna. Wow. The then governor, the former governor of the Kaduna State, defected to SDP, and now he is trying to draw some members indirectly under his own knee, so that they can work for him. You understand this? Yeah. Do you know what normally kills PDP in Nigeria? It is this kind of politics. Politics of sabotage, politics of revenge. It is what destroyed PDP in general. In Kano, the last elections, PDP leadership was a boy to Konkoso. It was Konkoso that was directing him. Despite Konkoso was not in PDP, but it was Konkoso that was directing him. So until when it comes to the election of 2023, that's where PDP realized that they don't have even a leader at the state. Because the leader was a boy of Konkoso. Unknown to them, whatever they discuss as a plan of their campaign itinerary, you will explain or you will disclose it to Konkoso. Then Konkoso will take advantage of that system. So what we are saying, APC is going out directly. And we are hoping Nigeria will understand the system of African Democratic Congress.
All right,
come and join us together with us. We are still searching credible platforms and contest under our platform.
All right, doctor. I'm surprised that my viewers have not been able to call through. This is very unusual. Apparently, there's a network problem. Else, our viewers are very well-informed, dynamic, very outgoing, and they would normally have called. The line is still open for a few minutes that are remaining. Why don't you take advantage of this and call on 08029938365. We're waiting to take your call. And so, Doctor said so much there. He has explained himself when he talks about the fact that there's going to be a whole lot of competition. Apparently, he's talking about sometimes the competition will come from within the parties themselves, because when you go en bloc from your own party, for example, in Delta State, he did say that, and you go into a new party, you create some crisis, because there were people in the system before who were leaders, and now you want to come in without following. Rather than following, you want to lead the people who have been in the party for so many years. That will naturally throw up resentment and fights and grudges and all that. And so indeed, he might just have his very good point there. And he also cited the example of Kano State, where he says that that kind of thing is likely to also play out in Kano, because very shortly it's likely that Kwankwaso will be moving to the ruling party. That will put the two gladiators, the current chairman of the party, who is from that state, and Kwankwaso at loggerheads, and all kinds of things. And many times this could lead to some implosion, which some other parties might be able to cash in on. I guess his point is well made. Now, if you're right there and you've been watching, the lines open for you to make your call, to put your questions across on 08029938365. Now, even as the program begins to come to an end, I probably have one or two more questions. And right now, does your party have any presence talking politically? I mean, do you have people in office?
Yeah. Oh, you don't have much per se.
Do you have any at all?
We have one. I think House of Rep from Kogi State.
In the House of Reps?
Yes.
All right. Now, where do you think you have your strong presence?
Now, we are to be frank with you, we are extending our tentacles. We are doing our underground work, because when it comes to politics, despite some persons may have federal might, you should also learn to have grassroots might.
Okay.
The people at the national level, they are not the major voters. The major voters are at the grassroots. So there are some of our strategies that I will not like to say it here.
Okay.
But nevertheless, he told you that it's going to be very, very competitive.
Yeah.
And I believe so.
All right.
I believe so. There's going to, even within them, they are going to raise eyebrow. Yes, because how would you join the party now and you want us to give you tickets? How would you just come into the party? You want us to appoint you for this? They'll still fall back to us.
Okay.
So by leaving, so many people are leaving their parties now, and maybe they are the strength of the party that will weaken the rest of the member of those parties, and the next option is ADC. The next option for them.
I like your confidence and
the next option,
your optimism.
because we are not ready to collaborate, but we are ready to welcome people. That's what we told you. We stand by our words, and they will come.
All right. I like the fact that you're that hopeful and you're that positive.
Yes.
Of course, for any venture, one major success factor is optimism, is positivity, positive mindset. And so, on that basis, I must say that you're doing quite well. Yeah. So I think that at this point we might just begin to give our last remarks. Maybe you do yours from the studio, and then from you we will go to Doctor, and we will round off the program.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate our viewers, appreciate Nigerians. I want to appreciate the hosts and everyone. We are calling on the good people of Nigeria across the 36 states of the Federation to come. Let's join hands together and rescue this country from the shackles of these men. Yes, they don't have good plan for this country. They don't have one good plan for this country. Is it in our education? They don't have good plan for education. Is it in our health sector? They don't have good plan. Electricity. Everybody go to the community now. They are buying solar because no electricity.
Okay.
Yeah?
So let's hold on for me. This is our very first caller, and okay. I must celebrate and welcome whoever it is. Hello.
Yes,
Hello. You're welcome. From Duse Alaji, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I've been listening to your conversation.
Right.
The problem we have in this country is our leadership. Because, for the issue of defection, the leadership are the people that follow in politics in Nigeria. Because the way we are playing politics in Nigeria is not the best for our youth, our upcoming youth. What are we teaching our youth coming up? If we cannot maintain our integrity, if for example, the former presidential candidate of PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, if we check very well, he has defected from one party to another. So automatically now, is there any assurance that he's not going to leave PDP? Because it's already losing weight in PDP. There is not much supporter for him in PDP. Automatically, it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to return to the new party of the former governor of Kaduna State.
Okay.
So that is very behind it. Because since when we know that we need a good leadership in this country, we should be with both our leader, our fathers on top to be able to bring, at least to teach us the best way to follow in terms of leadership.
All right. Thank you so very much.
They are not doing that. Everybody is looking for one way or the other to fill his own pocket. We need prayer, more prayer.
All right. I hope that God does hear our prayers, even as we begin to take our prayers to Him. All right. Thank you very much for calling. I do not know whether we will be able to get any other person just before the program goes off. But just before then, Doctor, please do come in and let's hear your last. Oh, okay. Doctor's gone. And
let me round up.
Could have
let me round up.
Last word.
Let me round up. Let me round up.
Yeah.
Let me round up. You can't change the narrative. I'm talking to the youth of Nigeria. If you don't join a political party, there are limits to what you can do for your people. There are limits to the change you can bring to humanity when you are not in the corridor of power. So I am calling on the youth of this country to come and join ADC so that we can put force together, synergize, and move this country to the next level. Thank you very much.
I guess this is where we're going to exit, and it's been a wonderful time with the African Democratic Congress National Publicity Secretary Dr. Musa Isa Matara, and
National Treasurer.
Who is the National Publicity
Treasurer?
And then the National Treasurer Emmanuel Usman, who joined us in the studio. We've all been live, and we've been talking about the perspectives that they have as 2027 election approaches. And at this point, I will need to leave it here, even with Thanksgiving, to my production team and to all of you wonderful viewers who have stayed tuned. Doctor is here? Okay, Doctor, good opportunity for you to just say your give us your parting shot.
So really thank you for a wonderful, we can even call it as a strategic and human rights TV. Our party really wants to work together with this kind of society project. So the party really planned, and we have all it takes in our manifestos and our constitutions. We have the plans of what we want to implement in Nigeria and where to start and where to reach, or where we want to take Nigeria to. Now, we have the assurity. We're still searching credible candidate, not just a candidate that will come and say, I want to contest on this platform, but certainly we have our own plan under the global campus to think of who is with him. Let us share with him our manifestos and our target, our plan, and everything. If he is interested, like what we 12 presidential candidates, one person in person of Dume Chiku won the presidential primaries. So then we are still under consultations, and I can tell you there are so many chances for ADC. Even if we did not, we not win the election of presidential seat, but we have the chances to win so many House of Representatives seats, because as Emmanuel told you, we have our own underground plan, and we have done a lot in that work, and we are still working. You understand, look and criteria to see that the voters in our system. We also include people that need to serve Nigeria, because politics is a very interesting game, and it's also very difficult. You still need to have a like mind who is always willing to make Nigeria better. So our party will be rest assured, if ADC become into power, shall allow prosper, and it will be a better place on earth to live. All issue of electricity, it will become outdated to us here and there.
All right, doctor. I guess we have to leave it here. Let's see how the days ahead fare. So thank you very much, doctor, for coming on the show. And we do hope that we can have you many more times and do have this partnership. We look forward to a great election. And at this point, we just have to say bye-bye.